Here's what you missed with the Women's Council of Realtors Jacksonville Network HomeSnap Pro with Jeremy Cox.
So y'all give it up for Jeremy Cox.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. So today, I'm here to tell you about HomeSnap. HomeSnap is an app that we can use in real estate. Now, for those of you that aren't real estate agents, the main reason why you want to get with a real estate agent is so they can invite you. It's not going to give you any more functionality than you would get otherwise, and I'm going to be talking about different levels, the pro level, which you get with your membership to MLS, and not necessarily our MLS, although it would be wonderful if you do belong to our MLS. If you don't, the MLS that you're with probably does provide it as well. I know that St. Augustine MLS does. I know that Daytona's MLS does. I don't know if Amelia does, which are probably the most adjacent ones to us. So, in that pro version, when I'm talking about pro version, for those of you that aren't real estate agents, you will not see that. So, see the bottom of the screen here? This is live, y'all. Just shake it. Okay. It'll say pro right here. If you've downloaded the app and it doesn't say pro, you need to go up here to the top and sign out and sign back in. And it's going to say, you're going to sign out and it's going to say, am I a real estate agent? And you're going to say yes, because you are, right? And then it'll ask you what MLS you belong to. You'll say that and then you'll claim your account. If it comes up and says your account has already been claimed, that means that at some point in your life, somebody did this for you or you did it, and it's going to just need your email address and password that you created at that time. There is no way for me personally to fix this for you. Now, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you the phone number for HomeSnap. You can call them and they'll reset your password. Like I said, I do not work for HomeSnap, so it's not in my purview to have visibility into there. That was a lot of big words saying I can't help, right? Anyway, once you get into here, though, this is where it kind of starts. You will be brought to a page that kind of looks like this. If you have properties halfway up the screen, like you're seeing like a picture of a house and then a picture of a house, a lot of you are, just tap the screen on the map part, okay? Like this. Once you're on this screen, we're going to talk about what buttons do what, okay? Now, in my opinion, with Real MLS, this is the best app that we have available to you right now. It does the most, and it's the easiest to use. The best thing I can tell you right now is to not be intimidated by it. This app was made for people like you, not people like me.
It started out to be made by people like us.
Right, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what these buttons do and how to get to places, okay? So the first thing is these buttons on the side, and we'll skip commute for now, but basically commute will just tell you how long the commute is when you put in an address. There's drawing on the map, there's near me. Near me just makes the map automatically move to wherever the GPS on your phone says you are. So if you turn on the app and you're way in some other part and you don't want to have to drag the map around, just click the near me button and it'll just recenter it wherever you are. That's all it does. Super easy, right? Okay. And then down here where it says layers, underneath that, the first thing I want to talk about is it says satellite. And if you click that satellite layer right here, it's just going to change it to a satellite view. Now, satellite views are like a double-edged sword. They're very helpful in some circumstances, in other circumstances they're not. I just moved into a property that has a canal, right? And if you look at the map, that canal is this. You look at the satellite, and that canal is this. So that's why I found that this can come in very handy for you at some circumstances. So just remember where it says layers, there's one there that says satellite, okay? I'm going to change it back by just clicking it again. So you'll see you just click it again and then it changes back. So when you see these blue dots represent houses, okay, that are either on the market or whatever you have your setup. And they cluster because this company knows that your phone is small. And they can't just show you every property all at once. It would just be a giant blue blob on the screen. So when you're far enough out, it's going to do what's called clustering, which is what those blue circles are. So if you move in closer, see how as I'm moving in closer, it starts making more and more of these blobs. And so this one represents a house now. So, and I can just click on it. I can't click on it there, I have to click on it here. There it goes. there's a drag between me and this.
Is there a difference? Are there not blue?
Yeah, there are differences. I haven't put anything in. Right now it just says all homes. So up here at the top, it says all homes, and that's what I'm on. But if I check it over here to for sale, there's a difference, right? So, there we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. And shockingly, there's nothing for sale in that small area. Okay. So we now see the other property. So why am I seeing what I'm seeing, right? So over here at the top where it says filter, okay, I can click on that. I'm just going to tap the word filter. And this is where you're going to put in bedrooms, baths, homes for sale, homes pending, what type of status you're looking for. So right now I'm looking at homes for sale and price. I haven't put anything in here, okay? But this is where you put this in. Now, this is what I need to warn you about. It will remember what you did last time. So when you come back to this app 2 weeks later and click on it, and you're like, I don't see that property, that's because you probably put something in here that made that property get ruled out. Okay, and this is a feature. It's trying to help because it doesn't want to erase it every time you go off the screen, right? So just remember that you can always come back in here and reset them all back to what they were when you started right here at the top. So if you're just coming in here and you're like, I just want to see all the properties again, don't go through this giant list and try to find whatever it is you clicked. Just click reset and everything just goes back to factory settings, okay? To get back to the screen, there's an arrow right here. That's kind of the basics of what you're seeing on the screen here. There's a picture camera thing right here, and this is where HomeSnap gets its name. So like she was saying earlier, when you're out and about and you pull this app up and you pull up in front of a property, instead of trying to figure out the address because they don't have a good number on the building somewhere or something like that, you literally can just take it out, hit the button. I'm not going to actually do it because, well, it's not a house. See? And what you would do is you would just, well, you can't see it on the screen here, like this, see? And you would just take a picture of it. And it's going to use a combination of the picture of that house and your GPS location to say, this is the house you're looking at. And then it'll say, is this the house you're looking at? And if so, you can just go from there. How can I use this now? So let's say that I'm searching for houses. There's a few different ways to do it. I could use the filter where I could put in subdivision or how many bedrooms, how many baths, and things like that. Or I can also draw on the map. How many of y'all like drawing on the map in Flex? Yeah. All right. You're going to actually like this. There's a button right there that says draw. Since it's difficult, stay with me. Click that button. Wait for it. I'm waiting for it to catch up this time. Okay, so see, now I can do this. And that's it. That's it. It even goes right here. Remove outline or save the search. As I was saying though, you can whittle this down. You can draw on it. It's super easy. It's easy to remove it. It's easy to save it because if you just click the button that says save search, it'll say give it a name, and then you can save that search and then share it with your clients or whatever. Super simple like that. And so that's kind of one of the features that I really like about it. One of the other features that this has that the MLS doesn't have is the ability to search by school zone. So we don't keep up with school zones. You could draw your own map for a school zone, but in here it's under layers. You just click that button that says layers, and then the little, what's the cap they wear? I know it's got a weird name. What? Toga? The thing that says I'm in debt for a long time. That cap. So right here, right there, see it says schools. Okay? And you'll see that cap will show up on the map now if there's a school there. And all you have to do is click on that little cap and it's going to say what school it is. And it'll give you, and it already has a boundary on there that only gives you the properties that are inside of that school zone. It'll even give you school details and it'll say see homes in this school zone. So you can just click on that, it'll just give you a list of all the homes that are meeting the criteria that you have in the filter, right, that are in that school zone. Now, word of caution about school zones. They are really good about moving those lines on a regular basis. So if it's close to the edge of the school zone, caution. All right, so we've got school zones, and we've got the near me, and we've got the draw. and then you have list. And the list button at the bottom, list is just going to give you a list of the properties that are currently on there. Okay, so if I click on list, it's just going to put that. Remember how it started off that way with the properties on there, and then you can start going through the properties and deciding if you like them or not. For those of you that are real estate agents, right here where it says the Pro is where you can click on it and it's going to start giving you features and things like that are in there. The Pro version comes with your membership. They have a thing called Pro Plus, which is what they're trying to sell you, and that's going to give you like Facebook ads and Google Analytics and all kinds of stuff that's really, really great. See how it has a Pro Plus there? That's the upgraded version. So let's talk about some of the stuff that you actually get with the membership here. So once you get into a property, you can go down to where it says property history, and it actually combines tax record data with the current data so that you'll be able to see who owns that property. You'll be able to see the sales history from the MLS as well. So you can see how many times that property's been on the MLS. That all shows up right in the, and this one right here where it says send a rapid CMA, you can actually run a CMA on the property right from the app as well. Now that's gonna not be the greatest CMA of all time. You need to be able to know the area that you're in. So what it'll do when it does the rapid CMA is it's going to say, give me 3 solds and give me 3 actives, and it's just gonna automatically create a CMA off of that. It will use the solds to give you the dollar amounts. I've clicked on the rapid CMA and it's telling me and this property is for sale, so this is going to give me a price in here that tells me what it is. But it's already telling me when the house was built, what type of property it is, so it'll do other types of properties. It'll give you the bedrooms and bathrooms, and then you just click the next step, and then it's going to ask you for 3 actives and 3 solds. Pick the top 3. This is where judgment matters. If you want this CMA to be any good, you're going to want to make sure that you're picking properties that actually match the property. The next step would be to pick 3 solds, and this is actually key that you pick 3 solds that are matching of your property if you're going to use this. And then after that, it's going to give you the chance to put in the email address of the person that you want to send this to. You want to just click the button that says create your rapid CMA, and then it'll say keep on going, we'll make the CMA for you. And it shows up as a PDF. And it's going to give you a very long CMA in a PDF. Right now, here it is. So I can continue using it, I can share it straight from here, or I can look at it, say downloading it, and then you can just go look at it as a PDF. So anyway, so here's the top of it. It would have your photograph if you uploaded your photograph into the profile. And it just gives you a printable one. Remember I said it has all the pictures. Work I put into doing this CMA is minimal. So, and when you get to the last page, it gives you the low, the median, and the average, and the highs right there. And it will give you the price range of the property. And remember, this is assuming sight unseen, so it will give you a range on the property. So, but it can be very effective for a real quick bang, bang, bang. Okay, this property is probably worth around this. If I'm happy with it, I can literally just click share this report at this point. The beauty of share this report is you can add a message to the client, and you can use your client, your thing, your phone contact, any of that stuff. It also works via text message. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the safety timer now. With the Pro version, the safety timer is included. So when you go in there, you pull up the property, and all I did was click on the property off the map and brought it up and scrolled down a little bit. Click set the safety timer, and then you will put in an amount of time. But you would just click add contacts, and then it would literally bring up the contacts in your phone. And you pick the contacts that you want this thing to notify if you don't respond within a certain amount of time. And then you click start safety timer, right? But if it's sitting right in front of you, you can hit the distress alert, and that text message goes out and says, Jeremy has said he's in distress. He is at this address. You know, please call whatever, because they can't call 911 for you. But it'll say, please call. You know, it basically says, that's the message that tells them you're in trouble. Okay, so a great feature, costs you nothing to use it. You're scrolling through here, you got related agents. So you've got related agents to this. You can send Heather a private message. You get related people to this. This is the owner. You have the listing summary. You have the private remarks in here as well. But you get all of this data. You get the days on market. You get the MLS number. You get the agency disclosure. I mean, All of it comes right up. Listing media is listed there. Listing details is listed there. And then it also gives me the local schools and their ratings right there. So what school will my kids go to? It answers a lot of those questions just kind of I literally would pull this up and walk around the property with it because it has all of that information right there. So it's super easy to use. There's the property lines right there. You can open them up on the map and see the property lines just like that. Yes, and it automatically pulls it up in satellite view. So that actually is exceedingly helpful. So messages is at the bottom of the screen right here. So when I want to send somebody a message, I can just come in here and just tap and start typing. Very straightforward. So there's really nothing to. The news one over here on the left-hand side is kind of confusing. So it's just going to give you HomeSnap news. It's not a specific property or anything like that. Remember, to get back to the main screen, the home is in the middle. Okay, the me button there. So this is where you can invite people to be part of your little HomeSnap world, right here. So you go under me because you're inviting people to go to your party. This is the people that you already have here, okay? And then you can go to more and it'll show view snaps, view favorites, change profile image. This is kind of where you can change, like customize the program a little bit. So down here under the me file, if you have a ton of saved searches, every now and again, you're gonna have to go in here because it will remember your saved searches forever. So you probably want to be able to come into my saved searches. This is where you can delete a search or something like that, or find a search that you've saved. It's under the me section here, okay? This will tell you your office, MLS IDs. Earlier, when I was on this screen, I was on all homes instead of for sale. I want you to click it onto all homes, okay? Down the bottom left-hand corner, there'll be a button that says heat maps, okay? And this comes with the Pro version. So right up here at the top, it says likelihood to list, MLS status. Then you have distressed. This is under Pro Plus. So these things that say Pro Plus, you don't get with the program, okay? But let's just start with the top one that says likelihood to list. I'm just gonna toggle that, and it will tell me most likely, likely, and least likely. You put it under likelihood to list. Now you have to get in close. Your map will turn into this. This property here is highly likely to list. This is medium. These are least likely to list. MLS status obviously is going to tell us the MLS status of any property within the map. Again, you have to be in close. Last listing date. So it tells me when I look at this, the dark colored properties listed in the last 3 months. The next color is 3 to 6, then 6 to 12. So the lightest color ones were over 18 months ago. I can do cash buyers. I can see which properties were bought by cash. Mortgage age. You can see who has the oldest mortgages. The very last one on here tells you what mortgage rate they have. At this point, 10% plus is the darkest color. So this blue and this blue are basically 5 to 10, and 4.5 to 10 are the darkest blues that you'll probably see. And they're out there. So let's go all the way back to 0. I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to hit for sale. Okay, and see that removes it all. So I'm only doing this so I can show it to you again. So when you start on the app and it's for sale, okay, you got to put it on all homes, and then it'll say, now in my case it automatically switched to the mortgage rate because I had checked that last. It always will remember what you did last. So if it doesn't say heat map down there and it says something else, it's just because something's already checked. Got it? The button down there is all you need to know. As long as that button shows up, you can go down there. You can only check one at a time, and if you're interested in the distressed or the ownership type, the most important thing about today's class is what happens when I leave. Go to Google and type in HomeSnap. Okay? Or I'm sorry, HomeSnap University to make it easy, but you can find it from the main page. So HomeSnap Pro University will be the first thing that comes up. And right there on that page is where they'll have all of their recorded webinars, their printables, their FAQs, their tutorials on how to do everything I just told you to do today.
Cool.
You can even get on a live webinar with them too. So if you need to ask questions. So what I'm really trying to say is whatever happens, don't call me. I'm just kidding. Again, you can always call me. So if you call the office, my direct extension is 1212. So anybody in here is always welcome to call me at any time. I work for you guys, And I never forget that because I appreciate everybody. So remember that I am fully available to talk. And I really appreciate y'all having me out, so thank you. So you pull up that property line like I showed you earlier, and then you can open up the camera and it'll show you a virtual property line that you can walk around the property line.
Sit right.
How did you get there?
Especially vacant lots.
Yeah, it's very handy in vacant lots, especially when it goes right through a tree. But you can walk around, you just kind of do this and it'll show you. Now this is a estimation of the property line, is not the actual surveyed property line.
For those of you that are not members of WCR, just because you're a member on our open Facebook page, that does not make you a WCR member. There's only one way to become a WCR member, and that is to go to WCR.org and sign up, pay your dues, and then you're a card-carrying member. Otherwise, you're not. And because of the way our bylaws and standing rules are written, there's a limit as to how many times you can participate with us each year. Get your membership, pay your dues. My first commission check that I received this year was from a referral I sent to Ohio. It came in on January the 3rd. It hit my account on the 4th. It was for $4,000. And that was just somebody mentioned they had a house in Ohio. So I looked up PMNs and WCR, and I interviewed 2 of them over the phone, and I picked her agent. They sold the house, and I got a check. So my $200 a year dues, what does that matter? What does that matter at all? I also want to say that for those of you that are members, there is another Facebook page that you're unaware of, because it's only for our members, our strategic partners, and our national affiliates. So there's a whole nother source of information. And that is how we decided what the topic was gonna be for today's meeting. We took a poll. So that's how we pick what y'all want and what y'all need. Y'all do it. Thank y'all very much for coming. I hope everyone found benefit with it, and Jeremy, you're amazing. I say
Yes.
Hey, I'm Jerry Landon with the Women's Council of Realtors, and I want to say thank you to all of our incredible sponsors, our strategic partners. We could not do anything without y'all.
And don't forget our upcoming events and donation drive. #LeadersMadeHere. And thank you to our annual sponsors.